When I was a student, even in grad school, the concept of augmented sixth chords just confused me so much. Italian, French, German, and whatever different key. How the heck do we tell the difference? Until I figured out this one trick that made everything so simple. So I'm going to share that with you today to save you that trouble and get you understanding not only how to identify and figure out all three types of augmented sixth chords, but also how to use them properly in music. And if you're new here, my name's Jonathan, and on this channel we provide practical tutorials to help you improve at the piano and music theory faster. Now let's dive into augmented sixth chords. I find it much easier to start by just looking at it at the keyboard, and then we'll take a look at the staff so you can get recognizing this in the music that you're working on. So it starts with whatever key we're in, and these rules will apply whether it's a major key or a minor key. We're going to use our major scale as our reference point though. So let's say we're trying to figure out, we'll start with the Italian sixth chord in, let's say, the key of C major. Now this one trick makes everything so much easier, and it's that the three notes in the Italian sixth chord are also going to be in the French and German sixth chord. So if we're using C major as our basis for this, we're going to have our tonic note as the middle note, okay? And then we're going to take our sixth scale degree and lower it by a half step. Now, if we're thinking in terms of a minor key, it would just be the regular sixth scale degree, but just for simplicity, let's think about it in terms of a major key pretty consistently. So that'll be a flat six, and then we're going to take the fourth scale degree and raise it a half step. So that flat six and that sharp four, that's going to be your augmented sixth for this augmented sixth chord. And so this is a really important point, because whenever you're analyzing music and you have a chromatic chord that has some sharps or flats thrown in, if you have a chord that looks like this, and you notice that we have an augmented sixth there, in this case the A flat to F sharp, you know it's going to be some kind of augmented sixth chord. It's just simply a matter of figuring out whether it's Italian, French, or German, but every single one will have this exact augmented sixth, the flat six and the sharp four. Now all of the augmented sixth chords are considered predominant chords, meaning they're going to lead to a dominant chord, and so this augmented sixth will resolve outward to a straight up octave on the fifth scale degree for your 5 chord, and then you can take that wherever you want. A lot of times it might just resolve that to the tonic. And then the way these are approached, most often it's through a 4 chord and first inversion, because there's a pretty seamless transition from this chord to the augmented, in this case Italian 6, to the 5, and then 1, or wherever else you want to go. So that's your Italian 6. Now the one trick that's going to carry you through for all of these is every single augmented 6 is going to use that root, flat 6, and sharp 4. French 6, we're just going to add one note, and that's scale degree 2. That's it. And that's going to resolve the same way. It'll also resolve to a 5 and then a 1, or a 5 and then a 6 if you wanted to use a deceptive cadence. So coming back to the notation, again, that augmented 6 is going to stay exactly the same, in this case in C major, but we're just adding one note right there, and that's our French 6 chord. And then for German 6, it's a similar trick, but it's going to resolve slightly differently than the others. Very important for the German 6. So once again, same 3 notes that's sort of serving as our skeleton, so to speak. So root, flat 6, sharp 4. But for the German 6 chord, we're going to include the flat 3. Now this one does not resolve directly to a 5 chord, traditionally anyway. This will go to a 5, 6, 4 chord, which then resolves to a 5 and then goes to a 1 chord. And then again, if we're looking at the notation for this, once again, we have the flat 6, the sharp 4, we have the tonic, and then in this case, we're going to add in the flat 3. It sounds just like a dominant 7th, but it's just going to resolve to a 5, 6, 4, to a 5, 5, 3, and then to a 1 chord. So to summarize this and show you a few different keys, so we're not just doing everything in C major, again, we have Italian, flat 6, tonic, sharp 4, French 6, which adds the 2nd scale degree, German 6, which adds the flat 3. Now let's say we're trying to figure it out in a different key. Take the key of D major. Again, I take my tonic, flat 6, sharp 4, there's my Italian 6, add scale degree 2, there's my French 6, add not scale degree 3, but flat 3, or lowered 3, so to speak, which in this case would be F natural, and that would be my German 6. But of course the notation would be B flat, D, F, G sharp. Or if we're in a minor key, take G minor, 2 flats, we're going to take scale degree 1, in this case the regular scale degree 6, which would be E flat, and the raised 4, C sharp, again, Italian, French, German 6. And this would resolve similarly, so maybe I'm going with a French 6, resolving to a 5, and then just resolving to minor rather than major. Let me know in the comments if this helped or if you have any questions, and if you enjoyed this approach, you might also like this exercise I developed for learning harmony in any key. Check it out, and I'll see you there.